What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 95 now of the Leeds United career mode. We're approaching the 100 episodes that I said will be the cut-off point of the series, but you guys asked me to spend the cash that we had in the club. Currently, we obviously have a numerous, like £150 million to spend here with Leeds, but I didn't really get around to spending it because I wasn't sure what to do with it. But you guys left me some comments explaining what you want me to do. I ended up putting in a load of offers during the episode, a lot of it off camera because a lot of it was actually rejected. But I did try and sign pretty much everything that you guys suggested. So the first suggestion was for Jan Oblak. I did try sign the goalkeeper, but unfortunately he only had 6 months left on his contract. And so Bayern came in with a pre-contract agreement and he actually chose to go there instead. You can see the offer being put in for him there with Leno and 30 million. I think one of you guys suggested Leno and 10 million, but they wanted a bit more than that, unfortunately. They wanted like 60-something plus Leno, which is a crazy amount of money for somebody that has a 6-month contract left. I then tried to sign Lindelof as well, another one of your suggestions, but they wanted £30 million. I think I ended up offering 30 million, but as you can tell by the title, we did actually sign a £125 million signing. One player, 125 million. You read that correctly. So I didn't unfortunately get Lindelof either. I tried to really, stretch my budget, but wasn't able to do so. And by the time I ended up getting enough funds for him, we'd ended up not actually making a signing of him. So I didn't manage to get him either. And then I think there was one other player that you guys suggested. I think Neymar was one of them, and then there was one more that you guys suggested. Oh, that was it, Paulo Dybala, another one of your guys' suggestions. But the problem with Paulo Dybala was that he played for United, and the money that they wanted for him was an astronomical amount, which I was prepared to pay anyways, because like I said, we've got 150 million, and I wanted to spend it all. But I mean, you can see our chief executive reckoned that we could get him for 49.5 million, pretty much. So I offered them 50 million, and they were looking somewhere in the region of 100. Again, another player with a 6-month contract, and I thought, you know what? What's the point when I could just get him on that? But of course I can't, because this is the last season of the Leeds United career mode. But I felt it fitting, seeing as how we were the best team in the world, that we should have the best player in the world, right? You know, it sort of makes sense, I guess. You know, the best team should have the best player, but the best player in the world, guys, is actually the 95 rated Neymar. And so it made sense to sort of splash the cash on Neymar rather than splashing the cash on Dybala, on Lindelof, on, of course, the Oblak. But I couldn't get hold of Oblak, and the other two I could have got hold of. And I did try and stretch my budget to get both of Neymar and Lindelof, but unfortunately was not able to do so. You see here the offer going in for the best rated player in the world. This guy is the best player on this current career mode. There is nobody in the world that's anywhere near his overall. Every other player does not touch the Barcelona man. And of course, he has been an absolute gem in world football. So you can see there, we did actually offer again here for Paulo Dybala. I think we went up to £115 million with this offer. But you know what? Dybala, yes, he's a great striker. But in all honesty, guys, we already have Lukaku. We already have Anwar. We already have Martial. And we already have Iheanacho. We simply do not need another forward. And so I felt it fit in, like I said, to have the best player in the best club in the world, in my opinion. So I just felt as though it made sense to go for Neymar. And you can see the offer was actually accepted. £500,000 a week is an astronomical amount of money for any player to be on. That's incredible. That is just a ridiculous amount of money. But like I said, you've got to pay the best players the most amount of money. And at the end of the day, he is the best player in the world. You can see, though, we do move into the first game of the episode against Liverpool. But unfortunately, I couldn't make the Neymar deal happen just before this, which means you will see him feature in this episode, but it will have to be in the next part of the episode in terms of gameplay. But guys, one thing I want to touch upon, of course, if you're watching the Road to Glory career mode, you will all know my frustrations with playing at League 2 level. I haven't played on this Leeds United career mode up until I recorded this episode, and I can tell you it was an absolute bliss to play on this career mode. Everything just felt so damn good. The players felt incredible. The passing felt ridiculously good, and it just felt so nice to be back on a career mode where I had pretty much the best team in the world. But like I said, it would have got so simple and so boring for us if we'd have stayed here at Leeds. And of course, we are going to run it till the end of this season, and then that will probably be it. But I will not delete the save file. The main reason I will not delete the save file is because if I ever finish on time with a little bit of time left before FIFA 18 rolls around, I will revisit this save and I will want to come back to it and just maybe play another season until we wait for FIFA 18. So I'm going to leave the save file there. We're not going to touch it. We're going to leave it in there. And of course, we'll see what happens then and there. But the first game of today's episode comes at the hands of Liverpool, a team which over the years have been a very tough test for us, but it's really not going to be a test anymore when we have a team like this. And it only took us 17 minutes for the first goal. Grimaldo with it, and you know, it's weird because I said to you guys, I've enjoyed using, and in my opinion, Grimaldo is the best left back I have used this FIFA. It's weird because Grimaldo has the ability to strike a ball, and if you take a look at his in-game stats, of course, his free kicks are incredible. If you've never used him, you won't know about them, but his free kicks for a left back are just sensational. He's got a great left foot on him as well. His long shots are brilliant, and you can see yet again, I think that's the third or fourth long shot goal he scored for the club, and he's absolutely incredible as a left back, and I would rate him to any of you guys looking for a left back for Carimo, maybe even for Ultimate Team, because I haven't tried out his inform, but I will be trying it out at some point. He is incredible. Try him out and let me know how you guys get on with him, because I think, personally, Grimaldo is the best left-back in the game. But that may be a big, you know, bold statement, I guess, because, you know, there's a lot of other people who use different left-backs. Like, you know, for Ultimate Team, I reckon Kyle Walker's probably the best right-back. If not, you know, there's a couple of others that come to mind. But, you know, maybe, yeah, it's a bit debatable. But then in the other side of that left-backs, there isn't really too many in the game that you sort of think to yourself, you know, these guys are actually ridiculously good. Maybe Alaba of Bayern, but I have yet to use him. So for me, Grimaldo has been the best left back I have used in FIFA 17 all game long. So I can't get away from the fact that I do like Grimaldo, and I will be looking at some point to try and bring him into the Road to Glory career mode. Of course, we're still in League 2, so we have a long way to go in terms of that one, but you never know. Maybe in the future we'll be able to get our hands on him and see what we can do with him. But we were 2-0 up in this game and cruising. I think we ended up with a second goal from Romelu Lukaku there, which just made it the icing on the cake. We then went through with Anthony Martial in the 79th minute and almost made it 3 there. Unfortunately, though, the keeper made a fantastic save when we tried to get another goal on the board for ourselves. But straight from that, we created yet another chance out of this game as Joel Green takes a strike on. Phenomenal save, but eventually it forced Romelu Lukaku to grab himself a second in this one. Lovely little tidy finish into the corner of the goal. Very weird to see this one. I was not expecting this to go in the back of the net. When Joel Green hit the effort, I was thinking, what a save that is. But then you got to look at Lukaku. The angle that he's on, she should not be able to find the back of the net with that one. But I suppose he's 90 rated, so, you know, he is one of the better strikers in the world and therefore can find those goals that you just don't think are possible. But very comfortable victory here in the end for us. 3-0, and we absolutely cruised it at home. And the thing is, this is what I was worrying about. This is why I didn't want to continue this series past this season, because it's just so easy. And this is all legendary difficulty. And the problem is, of course, when we get to the Champions League, it may be a different story, but at the same time, it might not be, because these are the best teams in England we're playing, you know, mind you. These are the teams that are supposed to be the elite teams of England, and we're just tearing them to shreds. Now, I suppose Chelsea are not an elite team in terms of where they are currently in the league, as that will be the second game of today's episode. But you can see the £125 million transfer, the most expensive to date ever in world football, I do believe. I don't think there's been a more expensive one entire series long. You guys will have to let me know, of course, because I'm not entirely sure if I'm completely right with that one. But in current state of real-world football, the highest transfer fee was paid for Paul Pogba. We have smashed it. We have gone over the £100 million mark. Oh, by the way, guys, as well, I'm going to go off a tangent here, but I don't know if you've heard, in recent weeks, a Chinese super club have offered 150 million euros for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Not only that, they're willing to break the transfer record, they're also willing to break the wage record by paying him close to 800,000 euros a week, which is mental. Absolutely crazy. I don't know if this is true, it's just what I'm hearing rumours-wise, but that's crazy. But, back to the series, we have smashed the world record transfer fee by over £40 million by spending 125 million on Neymar. And you can see we sold Iheanacho for 70 million. This is the part where I probably could have got Lindelof, but I had 5 hours left in the window. I would have had to go through the entire process of offering for him again and then trying to do it. So I chose to go against it. I wanted a like-for-like replacement for Iheanacho, and so I chose in the end to go for Roberto Firmino, the Liverpool man. Of course, he is a very highly rated. I rate him very high myself as well in terms of real-world football. I think he's absolutely incredible. His touch, everything. But then again, I rate the entirety of the Liverpool attackers. Adam Lallana, for me, is very underrated. I think people give him a bit too much stick, and you've got to look at the fact that when Liverpool play, he's just absolutely incredible, is Adam Lallana. So I decided we were going to go for a like replacement, rather, for Roberto Firmino there. I think we paid £50 million in the end for him, so 20 million less than what we sold Iheanacho for, and he's actually only one overall less, so it's not too bad there as well. But the thing is, guys, we have smashed it, and I don't think I have ever paid over £100 million for a player in my entire time of playing FIFA, not just on YouTube, my entire time of playing FIFA, I don't think I've ever got to a stage where I've paid over £100 million for a player. So we broke records across the board in today's episode. We broke the record for the most expensive transfer. We broke the record for my personal most expensive transfer. And of course, we broke the record for the most, well, the series highest transfer, if you will. And on top of that, the highest rated player. 4 records broken, and I'm sure there's many more that we could have broken there, but we've got a 95 rated player into the club. He's the best player in the world. Not only that, we had to pay an arm and a leg to get him. That's incredible. So you can see by the title and you can see by my reaction, I'm pretty happy with it in all honesty. Like 95 rated, there's only 4 overalls to go, and then he's pretty much maxed out. The question is, can we get him there? I am going to put him into the into the training, just to train him up, Neymar, and see if we can manage to get him to 99 before the end of the series. Now, I know for a fact you cannot get a player to 100. I've seen a few people talking about it and stuff on Reddit, and I've seen a few people on YouTube discussing it, but you guys, you can't get a player to 100. As soon as they hit 99, once you get them up and overall, it looks as if they're going to go to 100, but they just go back down to 99. Apparently, this is what I'm being told anyway. I've never got to a player to 99. I think the highest I've ever had a player was 97, but from what I know is you cannot get a player to 100 overall. So 99 is the max. 99 is where it's at. So if we could get Neymar to 99 before the end of the series, or the end of this season, of course, I said I may revisit and then we probably could get him there, then that would be absolutely incredible. But we had the second and final game of the episode to come here, and this was when we gave Firmino and Neymar their debuts at Leeds United, and it's mad to see Neymar in a Leeds kit. It really is. But you know, we're against Chelsea, taking them on at Stamford Bridge. It's a weird one because, like I said to you, these were the elite teams. These are the elite teams in real life. But what I've got to get away from is, of course, in career mode, times have changed. There's different teams in the top 4. There's different teams challenging for the Premier League title. And therefore, Chelsea are not one of them right now. They are up there, but they're not one of them. You can see the player to watch is N'Golo Kante, of course, formerly of Chelsea. We signed him over to Leeds for 25 million at the start of this season. One of the best midfielders in the game for me, but you can see the Chelsea team on your screen. New signing Weigl plays for them in holding midfield as well. I think he was brought in to replace Kante, of course, 6 months late because we bought him at the start of the season, but it is what it is. And you can see we had the first chance of the game and the first goal of the game. 15 minutes in is all it took for Neymar to introduce himself to the Leeds United fans, and he did it in some style. A lovely little finesse shot into the top corner. 95 rated, world's best player. That's what you get. That's what you paid for. You know, he's under a little bit of pressure there, and that's just a tidy finish, in all honesty. As soon as that went out, I was like, you know what? I can see why he's 95. That is just a tidy finish. Top bins. Couldn't have asked for a better finish there from the new man, the Brazilian. Got a lot of flair, of course. 5-star skill moves. If you know who I am, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that I'm not much of a skiller. I used to be back in the day. Like, I used to not be bothered about winning and stuff when I was crap at FIFA, and I used to just, like, piss people off by skilling. But I got a little bit better at FIFA and then realised that I was playing better FIFA without skilling. And so, sort of went away from the 5-star skills. I'm competent in doing, like, the 4-star skills and stuff, like the stop and turn, the roulettes and stuff like that. But I never really touched the 5-star skillers because I just don't really use skills, in all honesty. Like, so yeah, I don't particularly bother with them. But, you know, it is what it is. And we managed to put Neymar through here. He was offside, which I was expecting, of course, because it was a bit of a delayed pass from myself. But then Chelsea just make matters worse for themselves. They give the ball away cheaply here. You can see we win the header with N'Golo Kante. Not something I used to say every single day of the week because N'Golo Kante never wins a header. Give me way too much time to pick my spot. And when you've got James Rodriguez with 95 long shots. In fact, I think he might actually be 99. I know he's just got a crazy long shot. When you give him that space, you're asking to be conceded on. Like, there's only one outcome from that. If you give him this much time and space, you're asking to get scored on. And that's exactly what happened for Chelsea. So poor from them, giving the ball away cheaply to an N'Golo Kante, 5'7", and winning the header. And then that from James is just an absolutely audacious strike, and that's incredible. So, you know, I go back to my original point. I love playing with this Leeds United team. I think, personally, this has been the best team that I've ever had in a career mode and the most fun to play with. But, like I said, it's got to the point where I'm feeling it's a little bit too easy for me to win stuff, even on Legendary, and I've got to the point where I just think as though a change is necessary, and that's why we've brought in the Road to Glory career mode. But we are still, obviously, uploading the last few episodes of this until we stop it. And like I said, I'll keep the save file in there, and maybe we'll revisit it before we go back to FIFA 18. But we made it 3. Another hero of the series, Joel Green, getting himself on the score sheet. He's I guess he's like pretty much near Neymar. He's like 93 overall now, so he's pretty decent himself. But, you know, that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, smash that like button. Again, if we could hit 15 likes on this, that would be incredible. £125 million signing of Neymar into the club. Astronomical amount of money. But hopefully, anyways, you guys will enjoy it. So I've been Danny, and I'll catch you all for the next episode very soon. Adios!